gate Charlie 16, request pushback.
Vietjet 307 pushback approved, facing north runway 14 right, exit Sierra.
Pushback approved, facing north runway 14 right, Vietjet 307.
Lumpur ground 502 requesting push and start.
502 push and start approved, facing east on Sierra 9er, exit Sierra.
Sierra 9er, exit Sierra, 506, 52.
Vietnam 151, contact Lumpur Tower 118.8, good night.
188 Vietnam 151, good night.
Hello, testing. Testing. All right, audio looks good.
Vietjet 826.
So while
Vietjet 826, contact Tower
we wait for the
118.8.
stream to
1
start,
right 8, bye-bye, Vietjet 826.
go ahead and start the
Bye-bye, sir,
ABU.
please fly good.
Thank you.
Our departure time is coming up in 3 minutes. Running a little bit late.
Traffic.
As soon as we get this puppy started and get the APU set up and disconnect ground supply, we'll request pushback. Welcome aboard, everybody. Another VATSIM event for you today. We are flying from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia to Tan Son Nhat Airport in Vietnam. I believe our flight time, let's take a look at that. Flight time today.
No, all stations monitors frequency ground on break for 1 minute. I'll be.
Roger. Flight time is, let's see, just over an hour and a half. Oh, cockpit's looking nice and bright again. See if I can dim down the background lighting. That looks pretty good. All right, so yeah, total distance is 694 miles. We also have a close-up camera for you guys right there. Okay, APU is up. And we get the bleeds on. Okay, so APU is on. We can disconnect ground power. And we can
Back on my.
disconnect ground, air, and
0502 Kuala
power. So
Lumpur
we are
ground,
now
ready taxi.
switching the packs off, just anticipating pushback.
0502 taxi standby system.
Let's request push and start.
0502 taxi holding point Charlie 2 runway 14 right via Sierra 5 Hotel Bravo Golf Delta 2 QNH 10090.
I'm expecting
Please
pushback
enter
facing
taxiway
south.
after, Sierra 5, please. People 502.
Affirm sir, Sierra 5 Hotel Bravo Golf Delta 2 holding point Charlie 2.
Taxi to holding point Charlie 2 on runway 14 right via
So
Sierra
we're on the
5
top
Hotel
right,
Bravo
and the
Golf
runway
Delta
we're
2,
taking off from is
502.
going to be the middle left, that one that you see.
VHZ 307, request taxi.
Jet 307 taxi holding point Charlie 1 runway 14 right via Foxtrot 2 Foxtrot Delta 1 QNH 10090.
Taxiing holding point Charlie 1, runway 14 right, via Foxtrot 2, Foxtrot, Delta 1, QNH 1009, VHZ 307.
Jet 307.
Ground Malaysian 838 at stand Charlie 6, requesting push and start.
Vision 838 push and start as approved to face west runway 14 right exit Sierra 6.
Okay, we'll be pushing back facing south, expecting 14 right Malaysian 838.
Vision 838 negative face west.
Oh, okay, face west Malaysian 838.
Kuala Lumpur around Vietnam Airlines 6.
That's a pushback facing right.
Engine start.
Vietnam 68.
Okay,
Engine start is approved, call ready for pushback.
Engine start route, call ready for pushback. Vietnam Airlines 688. Thank you.
Refueling truck is on its way.
Oh no, I didn't want a refueling truck. I'm gonna have to recalibrate the fuel, but I needed to close the doors. That's what I was trying to do. Sim doors. So we're
Kuala
closing.
Lumpur ground, this is Sierra 067 requesting pushback clearance.
So we'll wait until this truck does its thing, and then we gotta fix the amount of fuel. I don't see fuel truck. Here comes a fuel truck.
Fuel truck is in position.
Five, 4, 5, 9. Okay, 5, 4, 5, 9 is not too bad. Okay, so we're good. So we can request facing west. I don't know what I said actually. I was thinking that.
Kuala Lumpur
Facing
Go,
right.
Sierra 067 requesting pushback clearance.
Okay, in anticipation of starting up, we'll just put our fuel pumps on. And smart cars is on. Flight deck door is closed and locked. Fuel is correct. Passenger signs are on. Windows locked. MCP is set. Takeoff speeds set. CDU pre-flight completed.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Trim is set, and we're probably going to do Sierra 6 and Golf. Anti-collision lights on. Before start checklist completed.
KO ground might have some problems. He's been on and off lately.
Looking gear.
Okay, nose right.
Release parking brakes.
Parking brakes released.
Commencing push.
And we're pushing
All
back
engines clear.
5
Start at
minutes
will.
late. 13:35. Okay, all fuel pumps on. Starting engine number 2, sorry. Okay, N2. 21% motoring. Okay, N2 rising. 23, 24, 25 fuel flow on. Hey, good morning. How are you doing? Welcome aboard. Yeah, we're just departing Kuala Lumpur. Set parking brakes. Parking brakes set.
Unlocking gear.
And we're flying to Vietnam. 1.5 hours airtime. Full packs on a Malaysia Airlines 737 Max. It's 174 passengers. 4 cabin crew and 2 pilots for a total souls on board of 180.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Hey, good morning, Adarsh Gupta. How are you? Where are you calling in from? I'm in Northern Virginia. All right, we got a good engine start there. We'll do engine number 1 start. Okay, N2 rising.
Kuala Lumpur, ground 502, cross almost at Charlie 2.
Okay, N2 motoring 21%. Okay, I hope my audio, guys, how's my audio going? Should be okay. I did some fixing. The last flight, it was not good. Turns out I'm using these new wireless mics, and I plugged the mic, the receiver end, fuel flow on, into the headphone jack instead of into the mic jack. So I didn't have audio from my mic anyway.
Oh, ground, good evening, like a 530.
So last night I think I fixed that. Hey, from India. Okay, very good. I have been to India. Enjoyed it very, very much. Welcome aboard. We'll have to do a flight. I want to do a Dubai, Dubai flight the next time we have an event involving Dubai or Mumbai. Okay, N2 is climbing 50. Expect the starter cutout at 63. So let me show the engines. We'll transfer it over to this side so you can see it. 59, N2's what is 63. Starter cutout expected. Okay, starter cutout. 2 good engine starts. Let's get them both on the bus. Okay, engines on the bus, and we'll put the packs back on. Yeah, we're getting juice from the engines, so we will cut out the APU. And let's get set up here.
Lumber ground, good. Evening, Vietnam 674, radar check.
Okay, let's check the landing altitude. At tons on Nhat, expecting runway 25 right. That may change, of course. Elevation 33 feet, closest to 50, no change required. Okay, looks like everything's good there. Recall checked, flaps 5. And let's get our flight controls checked as we set the flaps full right. No, I am completely self-taught. Full right, centered, forward, and back.
Jet 2904.
I've always thought that if I had a second chance to do a career, it might be to be a pilot. And I very, very nearly went for a private pilot license, but decided not to do that.
All stations radio check.
Loud and clear from Cebu 502.
Okay, before taxi checklist.
Roger, thank you.
Okay, I just want to double check my smart cars is working. It should be working. Yeah, okay. And okay, let's do the rest of the checklist. Generators on, probe heat on, anti-ice not needed. Isolation valves are on auto. Engine start switches to continuous. Recall already checked. Check again. Auto brakes set to RTO. Engine start levers idle to 10. Flight controls checked and ground equipment clear before taxi checklist complete. Get the taxi light on. We're set. Okay.
Indonesia 717 standby taxi, do the traffic.
Okay, let's
Charlie
get out
067.
airport diagram. Okay.
Lumpur ground, 0067, requesting to taxi.
Charlie 067, taxi holding point Charlie 2, runway 14 right via Tango 4, Foxtrot 4, Golf, Delta 2, QNH 10090.
Repeat for 0067, slowly please.
Slowly, please.
067, taxi holding point Charlie 2, runway 14 right, via Tango 4, Foxtrot 4, Golf, and Delta 2, QNH 10090.
Taxi to holding point Charlie 2, runway 14 right, via Tango 4, Foxtrot 4, Golf, and Delta 2, QNH 1009, 0067.
Okay.
Indonesia 71786.
Go ahead. This is Indonesia 717.
Indonesia 717, taxi holding point Charlie 2, runway 14 right, via Tango 4, Foxtrot 4, Golf, and Delta 2, QNH 10090.
Taxi to holding point Charlie 2 via Tango 4, Foxtrot 4, Golf, and Delta 2, QNH 1009. Indonesia 717.
Lumpur Cross, good evening, VJet 294, ask Charlie 13, request for push and start.
Last station calling, confirm call sign again. Confirm your call sign, please.
VJet 294.
Jet 294, push and start approved. Exit Sierra 7 facing north, runway 14 right.
Push back, facing north Sierra 7, VJet 294.
This is Jet 444 and Tango 7, ready for takeoff, please.
They don't do callbacks, and they don't confirm them.
Jet
How am I going to jump in here?
444, taxi holding point Charlie 2, runway 14 right via Tango 6, Foxtrot 6, Golf, and Delta 2, QNH 1009.
Charlie, taxi holding point Charlie 2, runway 14 right, Tango 6, Foxtrot 6, Golf, Delta 2, with a Jet 444.
Jet 444, can you squawk 2143, please?
2143, with a Jet 444.
Ground, Malaysian 838, ready for taxi.
Malaysian 838, taxi via Sierra 6, Foxtrot 4, Foxtrot, Delta 1, holding point Charlie 1, runway 14 right, QNH 10090.
Okay, taxi via Sierra 6, Foxtrot 4, Foxtrot, Delta 1, Charlie 1, runway 14 right, and QNH 1009, Malaysian 838.
Malaysian 838. Jet 444, correction, taxi to holding
Okay,
point
so
Charlie
we
1
have
via
our
Tango 6, Foxtrot, and
directions. Let
Delta
me just
1.
review them. Sierra 6 and Foxtrot 4, okay, and then Foxtrot, basically, and Delta 1, Charlie 1, okay, 14 right. Pretty straightforward.
12, push and start approved.
Okay, let's parking brake off.
Correction, push and start approved, straight onto Sierra 3, exit Sierra 2.
Ready, Victor? All set. Okay, let's throttle up.
Exit Sierra 2, Malaysian 12.
Lumpur ground, right cap 530, ready to taxi.
Base cap 530, taxi holding point Papa 1, runway 14 right.
We are on the way.
Quebec and Quebec 5, QNH 1009.
Roger, taxi to holding point Papa 1 via uniform 4, Quebec 5, QNH 1009, right cap 530.
Yeah, 530.
Malaysian 12, just for confirmation, taxi facing Sierra 3 or Sierra 2?
Standby, sir, facing Sierra 2. Break, Sierra, correction, Charlie 067, contact tower 118.8 grid.
Yep, it's raining, so we can put our wipers on.
Kuala Lumpur route Vietnam Airlines 687 Kilo 24 request for touch.
Vietnam 688, standby. Vietjet 444, contact Lumpur tower 118.8.
Confirm that is for Vista Jet 444.
And Charlie Romeo Sierra 067, contact tower 118.8.
Alright, go around this piece of grass and then turn left.
Indonesia 717, contact Lumpur Tower 118.8.
Contact Lumpur Tower 118.8. Indonesia 717. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Okay, one more check. Look right. Clear. Left.
Lumpur ground, Cebu 502.
Cebu 502, contact Tower 118.8.
118.8. There's a Learjet in front of me. Is this normal?
Quite normal, sir.
Thank you. Okay, apologies again for the wrong taxi. I didn't hear you. Was my reasoning. Contacting tower on 118.8.
So there's the line on the left,
Good day, sir. Good night.
and there's an aircraft ahead of us.
Vietnam, correction. Vietnam 688, say again, Lumpur.
So I think I still have my audio problem where the alerts coming out of VPilot are not audible for me. So you don't see it, but in the piece of the window forward-looking view, I've put the VATSIM interface, the VPilot interface in a place where you can't see it, but I can see it. So hopefully I'll get the visual indication of any alerts.
Push back, keep clear of uniform 7.
So he's giving us full runway length at Charlie 1. These guys on the left, I assume, are doing Charlie 2, so it's a slightly shorter for takeoff. We actually did our virtual performance tool calculations for full length, although I would have taken that. Charlie 2 is not that much shorter.
Vietnam 674, Lumpur.
Go ahead, Vietnam 674.
Vietnam 674, taxi holding point Charlie 1, runway 14 right, via Foxtrot 2, Foxtrot, and Delta 1, QNH 1009.
Taxi 2, holding point Charlie 1, runway 14 right via Foxtrot 2, Foxtrot, Delta 1, QNH 1009, Vietnam 674.
Vietnam 674.
Lumpur ground, Red Cat 530 at the holding point Papa 1.
My wipers are on, I don't know if you can hear it.
118.8, selamat malam.
118.8 for Red Cat 530. Thank you, sir. Selamat malam.
Full parking brakes.
Malaysian 838, welcome.
Malaysian 838.
Contact tower 118.8, apologies.
Okay, no worries. 118.8 Malaysian 838. Selamat malam.
Selamat malam, sir. Good night.
Okay, over to tower.
Charlie Romeo Sierra 067 tower. Charlie Romeo Sierra 067 tower.
Tower Malaysian 838 is with you on Foxtrot.
Malaysian 838 tower, roger. Charlie Romeo Sierra 067, where are you?
I assume he's under Cebu 502 on Charlie 2.
Kuala Lumpur Departure. Apologies. Lumpur Tower 0067, holding short of Charlie 2.
A lot. It's a lot. It's expensive.
14 right.
Yeah. Hey, Simulator Papua. Thanks for checking in. Enjoy the ride.
Cirrus confirm.
Is that B7777 of Cebu Pacific? I'm not concentrating on that. Let me take a look on VATScope.
Cirrus 067.
Just a second.
Roger. 151, departure frequency 125.25, sufficient time available runway 14 for takeoff. Bye-bye.
It's a 3A330 900.
0067, line up and runway 14 right behind.
Yeah, I think it's Cebu's 502. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Behind.
So it's a Vietjet 307 ahead of us. Oh, look, all these people going to Tan Son Nhat. Fancy that. So Vietjet's 307 will go before us. Yeah, so that Cebu Pacific that I can see is not a 777. It is an A330 900. Whoa, he's bouncing.
Traffic.
Looks like a Learjet lining up on the runway at the moment. Okay, looking at the departure, it's all no vectors required. You can probably see it better here. There's a routing, so we're going to take off and turn to the left. Initial clearance is to 6,000 feet, and PBOS is here, the namesake of the SID. So I'm going to go ahead and put our departure
0067 departure
on the
frequency
screen.
135.25. So please be inside Vivo runway 14 right for takeoff. Bye bye.
PBOS 1.
Contact ground or contact departure on 135.25 clear for takeoff. Runway 14 right. 0067.
Where's my PBOS?
Agent 307, line up and wait, runway 14 right, behind.
Line up and wait behind the departing Vision Jet, VATSIM 307, runway 14 right, Vision Jet 307.
Traffic.
Okay, there's our departure. Okay, let's move forward a bit. Put our strobe on.
Lumpur Tower, good evening. You're now 674 on Foxtrot, Charlie 1, runway 14 right.
674, roger.
QNH is the barometric pressure. So it's 1009 hectopascals. You got to set your
good evening.
barometric pressure in order to get a proper reading for your altitude.
307, departure frequency 125.25, surface view inside Weibo runway 14 cleared for takeoff. Bye-bye.
Departure frequency 135.25, runway 14 right, cleared for takeoff. Vision VZ 307, goodbye.
Cebu 502 behind the departing traffic, line up and wait, runway 14 right behind.
Starting up and wait behind the departing jet.
So my departure is 13525. Okay.
Cebu 502 behind.
So he's letting maybe that other aircraft line up ahead of us. So yeah, you always got to set your QNH correctly, otherwise you'll get an incorrect altitude reading. I can't remember the actual delta for each QNH step, but it's not insignificant. It might make a 10-foot difference in the altitude reading. So if you're just a few points off on the QNH, you could land, you could get into a disastrous situation.
Traffic, traffic.
And traffic is straight ahead of us. Put my TARA on. So all I need to do is put my headlights on. We'll do the before takeoff checklist now. Flaps are set to 5 and trim is set. We can minimize the engine display. So before takeoff checklist complete. Yeah, I can hear my wipers now.
Station calling again. Station calling tower again.
So you can see on the Max, you can see the details in the
K5
in the corner here, which includes flight number, transponder code, CCAL, tail number for the aircraft, Mike
7502, surface wind, sign Weibo,
Mike Victor Alpha, which is Malaysia Airlines' first Max 8 aircraft.
3525 after departure, clear for takeoff, runway 14, 7502. Thank you.
And then there's a brief summary of the flight plan characteristics for the aircraft, and specifically I'm interested in the takeoff weights and the landing weights. So we'll be monitoring fuel burn to make sure any adjustment to the landing weight in the plan is made before calculating landing information. So I think that guy ahead of us goes before us. So weird.
Malaysia 3, line up and wait runway 14 right.
Okay, line up and wait runway 14 right, Malaysian 838. Okay, parking brakes off. Let's do it.
Approaching 14 right.
Turn on our headlights as soon as we make the turn, not blind the other pilots there.
On runway 14 right.
Okay.
Dispatch at 444 tower.
Dispatch at 444, go ahead.
Dispatch at 444, reset transponder 2137.
2137, dispatch at 444.
So takeoff and we'll be turning left. All right, Victor. Any risks, factors?
Kuala Lumpur Tower, Vietnam Airlines 688, holding short, Yankee 1, runway 15, request for departure.
Air 688 Tower, Roger, standby. Malaysian 838, departure frequency 125.25, surface wind, time variable, runway 14, exit for takeoff, bye.
All right, cleared for takeoff runway 14 right, and departure frequency 135.25, Malaysian 838, goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, throttle up, forward pressure on the controls, and throttle up to 40% on N1. Okay, set to go. Okay. So those throttles move forward without my assistance. It is a motorized throttle here, but I got to keep my hands on in case anything happens before V1, and I can pull them back. But once V1 hits, I can release the throttles. just relax.
V1.
Okay, V1.
Rotate.
Rotate. Okay, positive rate, gear up. Flaps 1.
Cebu 502, contact Lumpur radar 124.2.
Okay.
124.2, Cebu 502.
Departure Malaysian 838 airborne passing 2000 for 6000.
Malaysian 838 Lumpur Departure, good evening, identified. Turn left heading 0900, climb 10,000 feet.
Okay, left heading 0900, climb 9000 feet, Malaysian 838.
Malaysian 838 10,000.
10,000, Malaysian 838. Okay, we're not going for the departure, but that's okay.
Malaysian 838, present position, direct P-bus.
Proceed direct P-bus, Malaysian 838. Okay, P-bus. And let's go LNAV. Okay, LNAV, VNAV speed. After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds are on, packs are on auto, landing gear is up, and flaps are up, no lights. After takeoff checklist completed. Okay, there's all the other aircraft in the area.
Malaysian 838, come to flight level 130.
Flight level 130, Malaysian 838. Hello, Lumpur Departure. How are you doing? You joining the stream? That's awesome.
Selamat malam, Racket 530, airborne passing 1,000 feet to 6,000.
Trevor.
530, good malam, Lumpur Departure, identified, climb 10,000.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks for joining.
Left heading 115 to flight level 100 for Racket 530.
10,000 feet.
So,
sorry, correction, 10,000 feet, Racket 530.
Racket 530, continue left at the heading of 055.
I'm trying to see where should be Lumpur radar at some point. So what is Lumpur radar?
Racket 530, direct P-bus.
Direct P-bus, Racket 530.
Should be 132.8.
Malaysian 838, contact Lumpur radar 124.2, good day, Paul.
124.2, Malaysian 838, good day. 124.2. 124.2, I didn't see 124, okay, 24.2. Lumpur radar, good evening, Malaysian 838 with you, climbing through 10,000 for 13,000.
Malaysian 838, Lumpur radar identified, climb flight level 240.
Climb flight level 240, Malaysian 838. 240. P-Bus will do a fuel check. Okay, I will gladly explain it to you. I'm just gonna dial in here what Lumpur Center, Lumpur radar is gonna be. So I'm expecting 132.8.
Lumpur Radar, selamat malam, Racket 530, climbing to flight level 130. Racket 530, Lumpur Radar, identified level 240. Climb flight level 240, Racket 530.
Okay, there's clouds around. I'm hesitant to, it's pretty skinny though. I can do the start switches to continuous, to auto. You leave it on starters on continuous, so that if there's any chance of a flame out in the engine, it'll restart very quickly.
Monitoring 132.
But I judge the risk to be fairly low, but I will keep people in their seats until I get a little bit higher out of these clouds. So, the basic setup here, this is called a mode control panel. This is your course for your takeoff and your arrival. So it was 146 degrees, and that is the same on both sides. You have redundancy and you have dual systems. Right now we're on the command 1. And so here's where you set your altitude, and he gave me clearance to flight level 240, which is 24,000 feet. But the flight levels are different than pure altitudes, so he was giving me altitude restrictions before, but now it becomes flight level. And when it turns to flight level, everybody goes on to a standard QNH setting. It's not a variable one. So it's important that you switch to flight levels, you switch your barometers to standard. That's why you see the STD here.
Contact Lumpur Radar 132.8, bye-bye.
Okay, so that
Contact 132.8, 0067, bye bye.
0607. Where is 0607? Let's do update here. Yeah, somehow I'm not seeing Sierra 607. I see a 307, a VietJet. Okay, so what else here? So here's the flight directives. So when you turn the flight directives on, see that one should be on, both of them are on. The first one that you turn on, there's one on each side. The first one you turn on will have a MA, which means this is the master, and then that is the secondary. And the flight directives are basically a crossbar, and I think you can see it here, maybe, right here. There's a magenta vertical.
838, stop climb now, stop climb.
Horizontal. And they're just to guide you. Like if I was manually flying, the plane is represented by a little dot, and then you have to fly the dot to wherever the magenta cross is, and that's the flight directives. So we have the flight directives on now.
Malaysian 838, stop climb now.
Stop climb now, Malaysian 838. So he said stop climb, so I'm now going to an altitude hold, and it'll stop me wherever I am. And so I'm stopping my climb now. So he wanted me to avoid any kind of collision risk over here with this aircraft, which is Cebu 502. So we're level now.
Jet 444. Mr. Jet 444, Lumpur Radar identified, climb flight level 240. 240, Mr. Jet 444.
So what I did was I immediately hit the altitude hold button over here. Oh, you probably can't see that so well. Altitude hold button over here, and it stopped me wherever I was. So I was at flight level 212. Once that other aircraft gets some separation from me, I'll probably...
Station 838, contact Lumpur Radar 132.8.
132.8, Malaysian 838, good night. Okay, 132.
818, request your Mach number.
Sir, Mach on 80, Scooter A18.
Breaker 420, request your Mach number.
Breaker 420, Mach 78.
Roger.
Lumpur Radar, Malaysian 838 with you, level at flight level 212.
Malaysian 838, climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, Malaysian 838.
7502, where are you going? Direct Victor Papa Kilo. Oh my god, I have Victor Papa Kilo in and okay, never mind, I'm just disconnecting. Thank you.
Okay, so we're now climbing to flight level 230.
VHZ 307, flight level 240, request higher if possible.
VHZ 307, climb level 390.
Level 390, VHZ 307, thank you.
Okay, Matsu, we had 4.4 fuel remaining.
Lumpur Radar, Recap 420, request.
Recap 420, standby, break, Malaysian 83, climb level 330.
Climb flight level 330, Malaysian 838. All right.
Okay, and the Recap 420, your request?
Flight level 330.
Requesting higher...
Which is actually our cruise altitude.
Standby. Recap 420, climb level 390.
Climb level 390, Recap 420, thank you.
So...
818, contact Ho Chi Minh 132.35 with my number.
I will call you, I'll keep education going as soon as available.
Scooter A18, thank you.
Recap 420, contact Ho Chi Minh Control 132.35 with my number, good night.
Ho Chi Minh 132.35, Recap 420 with Mach number. Good night, give us
okay, let's see.
Thank you.
Ho Chi Minh.
Borada, selamat malam, Recap 530, climbing to flight level 240, heading 050.
Recap 530, malam, climb level 350.
350, Recap 530.
13235.
Zero 007, leaving my space, you come 122.8.
13235.
Contact 122.8, 0067.
Monitor actually, you don't contact the frequency.
Monitoring 122.8, 0067.
Yeah, that's Unicom. Okay, we can let folks out of their seats now. Now we're passing through flight level 253 for 330, which is our final cruise, but really we could do flight level 390, in fact. I don't know why I got such a low altitude. Check that again. Yeah, the most optimal is 390. So let's ask again. Lumpur Radar, Malaysian 838, we'd like to request a revised cruise altitude, flight level 390 if possible.
Malaysian 83, Lumpur Radar, climb level 390 final.
Okay, climb flight level 390, Malaysian 838.
Hello, YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
Malaysian 758, resume on navigation, direct Victor Kilo Romeo. Thank you.
Sorry, is that for Malaysian 758?
AFM, resume on navigation, direct Victor Kilo Romeo.
Direct Victor Kilo Romeo, Malaysian 758.
I don't know.
Clear 14, direct Cody, you clear for the approach report local as established.
Direct Cody and clear for ILS 04, we'll call in establish clear for 2A.
All right, what am I doing here? Yeah, look at that line of...
Vector 530 to left heading
there's our
010.
train.
Left heading 010.
I like going towards the back end of all the traffic, so you get to see the whole train of aircraft.
444 review flight level 220, heading
So we're continuing our climb to flight level 390.
Identified time level 330, head turn left heading 030.
Let's get that.
Left heading 030, flight level 330, resurgent 444.
Thank you.
Okay, 390, 390, and 390, all set. Okay, so I'm checking, and unfortunately, you guys can't see it, but I'm checking my gauges on my overhead panel, and let's see, temperature is good at about 21, 22 degrees centigrade. Duct pressure about correct, and cabin altitude is now about 6,000 feet, and diff pressure is 7.3, which is all within acceptable levels. Fuel temperature is about 14 degrees centigrade.
Copy winds clear to land 04, clear 428.
So, can you see these? Yeah, these are all the fuel pumps. Fuel pumps here, and these are fuel pumps as well, but is for the center tank. These are for the wing tank. Normally you fill all your wing tanks before you fill center tanks. On a longer flight you'll need some fuel in the center tanks. Right now we only have 163 kilos in the center tanks, so we don't need to have the pumps on. It'll gravity feed.
Roger, break, Vietjet Air 826, what is your cruising Mach number?
Mach number decimal 77, Vietjet 826.
Roger, Vietjet question Vietjet Air 826, increase
So
Mach decimal 80
can you
for
turn my
separation.
wipers off?
Increase decimal 80 for traffic, Vietjet 826, thank you.
And the Vietnam Freeze rate requested cruising Mach
Thank you. Thank you for noticing that. Yeah, I just turned them off. I appreciate that. I need all the help I can get.
What is for Vietnam 307?
Vietnam 307, go.
Cruising Mach number 0.79.
Yeah,
Vietjet 307.
Yeah, that's my cruise.
Alright, thanks for the information.
Vietjet 307.
So I just got us the wrong text, disregard. And Vietnam
Yep,
80,
that's right.
Vietnam 308, request your cruising Mach number.
Two-man crew. That's what it takes. Two-man crew. All right. So.
Vietnam 308, unfortunately, strike one, static only.
Oh, I know what I was doing. Did I get Matsu? Point. Yeah, I got Matsu, and we're coming up to Gupar. And we're also getting to our cruise altitude, and looking down at the instruments here, you can see here's our aircraft, and that dotted line represents our final cruise altitude. You can see there's a magenta line here, and then underneath that there's a white line. So the magenta line is the planned flight vertical profile. But because we held at a certain altitude for a while to allow for the aircraft ahead of us to pass, but so now we're catching up, and this is our vertical vector, trend vector. So we're actually, the white line is a bit steeper than the magenta so that we can get to our top of climb.
And again, you are trying 0 static only. Break. Vietjet 3074 traffic separation, reduce Mach decimal 77 initially.
Reducing to Mach decimal 77 initially, Vietjet 307.
Thank you.
Ho Chi Minh Control 235 Vietnam 3, the next good day.
Good day.
I'm glad we're going to be climbing out of these crazy looking clouds in P3D. All right, so 8 miles to Gupar. We'll do another fuel check. That'll give us a good indication of how we're doing. Now, I expect us to be burning incrementally more fuel than versus the plan, because the plan was based on a flight level 330, and we're actually going up to 390. So we'll be more efficient higher up, and so we should see a pattern of accumulating residual fuel in the tanks.
Indonesia 717 passing,
Indonesia 717, climb FO 410.
So we are approaching the Malaysian coastline, and I think
Indonesia 717.
If I show you that on a map, we should be flying right overhead Kuantan, which is Victor Kilo Romeo, I believe. Kuala Trengganu. Yeah. Now I could pull that up on a frequency because it gave me 112.9er.
Sorry, we don't have secret at our
112.9er. So I'm dialing that on my pedestal here, 122.9er. Okay, and I'm going to make that active on the VOR on the left side. So Victor Kilo Romeo now is showing up on the DME. Here it is. So we're 46 miles from Kuala Trengganu, which is up here, and here is that measure. After we pass Gunbo, Victor Kilo Romeo is also on our path, so we should see it show up here.
674, be advised static only, and climb flight level, initially climb flight level 280.
N1 is this it's getting almost to my limits of technical, but N1 is the portion of the turbine in the engine. So there's two portions where we measure. One is N2 and one is N1. So N1 is where all the RPMs are set for cruise. And you can see here, our current is in white. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, I can do this.
Contact Jakarta Control 132.3
so
and report your heading.
958 is what is the set. What is currently set, the target is 957, so it'll fluctuate back and forth. And the throttles here, you'll see them moving slightly.
Charlie and left onto Alpha.
240 Roger, taxi hotel, we have charge, sorry for making
It's
you go around.
the different part of the engine turbine. Turbine is two separate sections.
Good night,
Cheers, madam.
This is our fuel burn in kilograms. It's actually in thousands of kilograms. So we're burning 1,000 kilograms in each engine at the moment, but we are still climbing. I expect this figure to drop. Okay, we're passing now flight level 3, almost 380.
Lumpur radar, selamat malam. 562, stalking 5747.
Alindo 562, good day. Direct last stop, maintain level 320.
Okay, here we are. We are leveling out.
Maintain level 320, Alindo 562.
Gunbo, watch the throttle come back as we level out of our cruise altitude, and then you'll also see these figures drop, and also the N1 should drop.
Vietnam 68, Lumpur radar identified, climb level 370, turn left heading 020.
Okay, we got 300 feet to go.
There again, please Vietnam Airlines 6A.
Vietnam 688, turn left heading 020, flight level 3.
Here we go, throttle pulling back.
Turn left heading 020.
Trend vector should be flattening out.
Flight level 370, Vietnam Airlines 6A.
Look here 530,
Look here, fuel flow is going down.
Direct gunbow, Racket 530.
Vietjet F444, direct Victor Kilo Romeo.
And that's Victor Kilo Romeo.
Vietjet F444, direct Victor Kilo Romeo.
Alright.
Victor Kilo Romeo, confirm for Vietjet 444.
Affirm.
Okay, gunbow 3.9.
Okay, Victor Kilo Romeo, Vietjet 444.
Okay, it's 300 pounds different,
request
kilograms different.
Victor Kilo Romeo.
Racket 530, standby. Racket 530, direct Victor Kilo Romeo and request your Mach number.
Direct Victor Kilo Romeo, decimal 78 for Racket 530.
Okay, I'll show you guys something else in a second.
And the break Malaysian 838 request your cruising Mach number.
Mach decimal 79er, Malaysian 838.
Malaysian 838, roger, for traffic separation increase Mach decimal 80.
Increase to decimal 80, Malaysian 838.
Affirm.
Okay, so what we can do is we can do a speed intervent decimal 80, okay? So now we're going to push the throttles a bit further forward. So that's going to be matching up with this figure here.
Calling strike 0, static only.
80 here. So we just increased our cruise speed to decimal 80, which is okay.
Again, static only. Check your mic, make sure that your input is okay and that your mic is connected to the system.
Okay, so gunbow we had Victor Kilo Romeo is in 7 miles. So you'll see Victor Kilo Romeo here, it says 9.2 and it's 6 over here. The difference is because the VOR is pointing down a line from our plane down to the actual VOR. The waypoint is just plan view, so it's only a horizontal distance, whereas the VOR is an actual radio signal. So it's actually pointing to the actual transmitter. Maybe that's too technical, but... Okay, Victor Kilo Romeo looking like 3.7. Alright, we're making a turn now. We're over Kuala Trengganu right now. And
okay, Vietnam,
you can see us crossing the east coast of Malaysia now. Into the ocean, South China Sea.
We are at level 280, request further climb.
Vietnam 674, climb level 310 final.
Okay, Victor Kilo 3.7.
And the Vietnam 151, contact Ho Chi Minh.
So we burned a little bit more fuel to get up to this altitude, but now we only have a delta of 200 pounds. We're 200 kilos heavier than the plan at this point, but I expect that number to increase the difference as we move forward.
015, climb level 350.
Left heading 015, climb level 350.
Let's do VNAV, and we're going to put decimal 8. Execute. Okay. Now we should be able to, cancel the speed interval.
0543 nautical mile by BITOD.
And we should go on VNAV speed.
132.35.
3235 Ho Chi Minh, bye-bye.
Malaysia 12, sorry for the delay, climb flight level 370, turn left heading 070.
So there is an aircraft coming towards us on that side.
Turn heading 070,
Is our top of descent. Top of
it's yours, okay.
Here we go. Top of descent
VietJet Air
is
307, resume normal speed.
288 miles away.
Resuming normal
So
speed,
that's
VietJet 307.
That's this point right here, and we should be at top of descent at 1510 Zulu, and that's in about 40 minutes.
Malindo 562, clear to Lumpur, bullet 1 kilo arrival,
about 40 minutes
transition.
to get there. So we need to start preparing for our arrivals.
Clear to Lumpur, bullet 1 kilo arrival, way 1 for left.
So we'll do one more fuel check and then we'll start planning for our arrival.
Lumpur transition, bullet 1 kilo, Malindo 562.
Hello, hello. ATC Suite.
40, climb level 370.
Now, you're the one that went to UWC, right? All right. Welcome aboard. We're a full flight, so you're occupying one of our seats.
Vietnam 374, direct IGARI.
We have right now, looking at the data here, we have 452 miles to go. Expected time of arrival is 15:50, and it's 14:30 now, so we got about an hour and actually 15 minutes to go. Not too long, not such an overwhelming flight. In fact, it's a nice amount of time. Gives us a little bit of time on the cruise, so we can give our passengers some in-flight service, and also do our calculations in a comfortable time frame before arrival. So Ikoku was 3.7. All right, so let's start by taking a look. Yes, you are the one. All right, well, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. It's pretty cool that a couple of the Malaysian controllers also gave their greetings while they were communicating with me.
502,
That's
again,
awesome.
you are not going according to your flight plan. Stand by.
All right, we're going to be switched to Unicom.
Okay, I see you amended it. Vista question Cebu 502, maintain flight level 350.
Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to look up ATC at the airport's Tan Son Nhat. So the 8 is at Tan Son Nhat. According to VATSIM, arrival is 25, right? And if I press this button down here, this button, init ref, I can see that I've already set up for 25 right, and it gives me ILS frequency and also a course for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that information on my pedestal. So 110.5.
VietJet Air 307, contact Ho Chi Minh Control 132.35. Bye bye.
132.35. Thank you, bye-bye.
Decimal 5 on both sides. Okay, so now that Victor Kilo Lima's gone away from here, or Victor Kilo Romeo is gone from there. So we're now heading for IGARI. There are two waypoints here. You may remember, what was it, MH370. It was between IGARI. Yeah, between IGARI and BITOD, that loss of communication with the ATC. They were transferred to Ho Chi Minh radar, and they lost contact. A very sad situation. I actually, the first officer on that flight, I didn't know him personally, but our families, I mean, his fiance, who was also a pilot, was engaged to the first officer, and we know the fiance's family very well for most of our life. A very sad story when after IGARI, the aircraft evidently turned very sharp to the left and came back again. Anyway, that's another story for another time. Okay, so we dialed in the ILS frequency for 25 right. Now we're going to put the course in, and that's going to be 250. So we'll dial it in here. And then dial it in here, 250. I guess we're going to get Ho Chi Minh. I haven't been listening carefully. Guess we get the handoff halfway through this area, which is technically Singapore control, but I guess they're not sending us to Unicom.
Jet 294, set right heading 070.
Right heading 070, Jet 294.
Radio 562, toilet break, 2 minutes.
Approve report when you're back.
Okay.
Lumpur radar, Malaysian 838, am I still supposed to be with you?
Malaysian 838 from, I'll transfer you at waypoint IGARI, don't worry.
Okay, Roger, thank you, Malaysian 83. All right. When we lived in Singapore, we went to Malaysia a lot, especially to the islands of Mensirip, Rawa, and Tioman. Oh yeah, absolutely. So did I. While I was at UWC, my dad was building a 40-foot catamaran, and we used to sail that both to the east coast, to Tioman, and a lot of the islands around there, Rawa as well, and then around the west coast, we'd go up as far as Phuket. So depending on the season, the boat would go either one way or the other, and we'd go through the Straits of Malacca, and then so sometimes my folks would stop in Singapore and pick us up, and we'd go sailing. But yeah, that was those are awesome islands. And now I'm sitting in Leesburg, Virginia. Okay, we've got the courses set up. So now let's see if they're giving any obvious clearance.
Victor Kilo Romeo, Vietnam Airlines 688.
Jet 294, direct Kupar.
Direct Kupar, Jet 294.
ILS Whiskey 25 right? Okay, I have ILS Whiskey 25 right.
Go back.
Welcome back.
Okay, they're not telling us which star, so I'm going to guess at that. Okay, so what am I guessing at for the star? I have VVTS, the BTS 2 hotel arrival.
Orlando 562, we're ready, this is level 270.
I should be ILS Whiskey, why do I ILS X-ray? Okay, let's do Whiskey. ILS Whiskey. Okay. ILS Whiskey. Okay, so I've got this curvy setup.
Malaysian 838, contact Ho Chi Minh Control 132.35 with your Mach number. Have a good day, sir.
Okay, over to Ho Chi Minh Control 132.35, Malaysian 838. Selamat malam.
Selamat malam, thanks for flying with us. Break, recap 530, same to you, contact Ho Chi Minh Control 132.35 with your Mach number. Good day.
Okay. Ho Chi Minh Control, Malaysian 838, cruising at flight decimal 80, Malaysian 838.
Malaysian 838, Ho Chi Minh Control identify, maintain flight level 390 and reduce speed Mach decimal 79.
Okay, maintain flight level 390 and reduce speed to Mach decimal 79, Malaysian 838. Okay, so now we'll do our VNAV back to decimal 79.
Scooter 818 confirm descending. Descending maintain flight level 250.
Alright, throttle pulling back.
We are descending now to level 250, Scooter 8.
Ho Chi Minh Control, good evening. Flight at 530, maintain flight level 350, speed decimal 79.
Okay, so we're back to our original cruise speed. Mach decimal 79. Okay.
Roger, maintain flight level 350, follow flight plan route, track at 530.
Okay, so we're not 100% on the standard terminal arrival route, but we know the approach is going to be 25 right ILS Whiskey.
7 miles south.
420, Roger, report when you're ready.
Yes, I did go to Balloon 2. I did go to Balloon 2. I can't remember what subject we were studying.
Scooter
I think it might have been some math and something else. But yeah, we did Balloon 2. I think the Balloon 2 was established during my years at UWC. Very cool. Okay, so
Malaysian 838 arrival clearance. Are you ready?
Roger, go ahead.
Malaysian 838, we clear to continue by British to hotel arrival and expect ILS Whiskey approach runway 25 right.
ILS Whiskey 25 right and British to hotel arrival, Malaysian 838.
Malaysian 838, Rebecca is correct.
Alright, so he gave me the arrival that
308, I report when you're ready for descent.
I was expecting.
We'll report flight ready for descent with Takeoff.
Alright, that's perfect. Okay, so ILS Whiskey.
Recap 420,000.
So,
420, Roger, descend and maintain flight level 230.
Descend maintain flight level 230, recap 420.
Minimums is going to be 322 feet, so we're dialing that in.
502, I think I should be in your frequency now.
We'll make it 330 to round it off. And that shows up right here. So that's minimums. If you can't see the runway, by the time you get down to that level, you have to go around. So we'll be looking for that. Okay, so Mr. Let's see, intercept altitude is going to be around 2,000 feet when we intercept the ILS. So we'll jot that down, 2,000 feet. And then missed approach, if you have to go around, is 3,000 feet. Here I also like to document what is our gate number. So I give them choices for me. 9, 10, 4, and 5. Okay, so I think we're all set up for the arrival, except for now. Let me pull up my virtual performance tool, electronic flight bag. So that is right here, and oops, oh, that should have been just automatic. Let's see.
Breakout 530, arrival clearance. Are you ready?
Go ahead, take it 530.
Request
right.
530.
Try that again.
Declare to Tanzania by business to hotel arrival. And expect ILS Whiskey. Approach runway 25 right.
Roger, clear to Nhat via Gisto Hotel arrival, expect ILS runway.
Okay, so I'm pulling up. Thank you, thank you. Hey, I love it too, man. I love it so much. I want to share it with everybody. So that's why I'm tubing here. It's not a source of income. It's a source of pride.
Turn right heading 090.
All right, so we're back to our performance tool. Come on, let's go. Okay, so we're doing version 1.9. Okay, so we're gonna hit here the landing en route, and it is Victor Victor Sierra Tango. Oh, wait, VVTS. Sorry, VVTS. Okay, and 25 right. We're gonna select that runway 25 right. And we're going to do ignore gradient here. The reason why we ignore gradient because this is P3D, and we don't have gradients in P3D. So we just assume that the runway is flat. Otherwise, it'll calculate for actual slope of the runway. So here's the weather, the latest weather in Tan Son Nhat. We'll initially assume a flaps 30 landing with a landing weight. Okay, so what is our BITOD was 3.3, so I got to do a quick check at how we're tracking against our land fuel remaining. So BITOD is 3.3. So write that down.
So left heading 060.
So I'm gonna say we're gonna be 400 kilos above the weight.
Sector 7 on 128.175. Good day.
Contact Ho Chi Minh Control 128.175. Scooter E1A. Good day.
Red Cap 420. Contact Sector 7 on 128.175. Good day.
128.175, Red Cap 420. Thank you, good night.
I assume eventually we're going to get that frequency, so I'm dialing it in on the standby. 128.175. Okay. So BITOD 3.3. So we're going to assume 400 over. So right in this corner here, you can see I've got landing weight is 63.8, 63,800 kilograms. But we're going to assume it's going to be 400 kilograms more. So it'll be 64,200. 64,200. So let's go back and put that in 64,200 kilograms. Okay, and now we can do calculate.
Vietnam 3080 for descent. Vietnam 3080 is going to maintain flight level 230.
That's right. Subscribe. Please go ahead and subscribe. Actually, I'm at a point now where I'm sort of halfway to the initial goal of 500 subscribers.
For sequencing, so left heading 010.
010, VJet 826.
Okay, so that wasn't me. I thought that was me.
Vietnam 308. Descend maintain flight level 210 and expedite passing flight level 350.
Thanks for the plug there.
Descend 210, expedite passing 250.
Yeah, subscribe if you haven't, and hit the notifications, because sometimes I will advise on what the next flight is going to be. I didn't do it for this flight just because I'm still getting used to the audio setup, and I hope it works. Using my wireless mics at the moment. And they have a battery life of about 7 hours, so we're going to be good for this flight. Okay, come on. Sometimes this virtual performance tool is a little bit slow. It's still calculating. And we are about 135 miles from our top of descent. And we'll be there
674, Ho Chi Minh Control, identity sign, maintain
at about 15:10. So that's in about 17 minutes from now. Boy, it's taking a while.
Are you ready for descent?
We'll be ready in a couple of minutes with just 86.
I think it's advancing. It's saying it's 45% through the calculation now.
Are you ready for descent?
We'll be ready in a couple of minutes.
No, I don't do ATC. Yeah, that's one thing I don't do.
Roger. Banana 680 for...
Okay, so this has come back now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this little runway graphic tool, and that's what our landing looks like. But there's no taxi exits indicated, so we'll just have to do some manual calculation. So let's go back to runway 25 right.
VHS 307, request 2 minutes out of cockpit if possible.
Let's take a look at how long that is. It's 10,000 feet, and I think if we could vacate at Papa 5, that would be adequate. Papa 5 looks like maybe, let's just say 75% of the runway, so 7,500 feet. So 7,500 and 7,500, close enough. Auto brakes 3 should just about do it. Might have to do some manual braking, so we'll do auto brakes 3. Okay, auto brakes 3 set.
Contact Ho Chi Minh 128.175, good day, Vinachi Torres.
Now I'm going to plug in here. Expected landing weight. 64.2. So now this is telling us our landing weight, landing speed. So flaps 30, 144, and that actually is reflected over here. Flaps 30, 144 knots, but we're going to have a additive 5 knots for wind conditions. So our actual approach and landing speed is going to be 149 knots. Okay, so that's pretty much, we'll keep tracking our fuel along the way.
Maintain flight level 210.
Maintain 210 with just 86.
But we're good for now. Okay. So I'm guessing we're going to be handed off to 128.175. And look, here's the coastline of Vietnam coming up. Don't know if you can see it right over here.
VHS 307, back on your frequency.
VHS 307, right?
Request 5 minutes off cockpit in 674.
Yeah, 674. Roger, take your time, sir.
Thank you.
VDAM 680, are you ready for descent? VDAM 680, are you ready for descent?
80, stand by 1 minute.
Okay guys, whoever subscribed, thank you very much. We got 2 more subscribers so far on this flight. Much appreciated. So I think we're like 7 people away from 250.
Left heading 010, Vietnam 15.
Wow, I can't believe I actually guessed the right standard terminal arrival route. There's only like 2 or 3 choices, but I guessed at that one. I got it. So it's an interesting shape of the arrival. And I'll show it to you here. So it's really curved around.
688,
I'm expecting, like, as we go from BITIS to NOCUM to Tango Sierra 492 to LETRO, we might get a direct to Sokan.
Vietnam 8680, roger, descend and maintain flight level 230.
We should actually step through this, so let's do this now. Going through my legs in the plan view, and let's do a range of 40 miles. I'm stepping through this, so you can see it on the chart. BITIS, okay, BITIS restrictions, none. Then at NOCUM, 12,000 and above. Then at the Tango Sierra 492 is flight level 100 or above. And then it's going to be LETRO 250 knots, flight level 70. And then Van Lee, I don't have any restrictions on that. Tango Sierra 488, no restrictions there. Runzi at 250 knots, 7,000 feet. Tango Sierra 458, no restrictions. And then down to Tango Sierra 454, which is right here in the middle, 7,000 feet. And then Sokan, that's the first part of our approach. Between 2,400 and 5,000 feet max, 230 knots. And I do have that listed, yep. Okay. And then it's approach. This is our approach. So we're basically coming in at around 2,000 feet as far as Tango Sierra 242 at 424, and then we should intercept the glide slope on a bearing of 250, which we've already set on our course indicators. Okay, and then looking at my screen in front of me, I've also set up circles at 4 miles, 10 miles, and 20 miles from the landing point on the runway 25 right. And roughly 20 miles away, it gives me an indication of, okay, I'm probably going to be starting to think about doing flaps 1. And then between 10 and 4 miles, I try to do all my configuration all the way from flap 1 to flaps 30 and get landing gear down, so that on the final bit at 4 miles, I'm fully configured and I can go through my landing checklist before landing 25 right. Okay. We're pretty much set. And we're coming up to top of descent in about 75 miles.
Now, ticket 0, contact 7 on 128.175. We get 826, contact 7 on 128.175.
128.175, bye-bye, we just 826.
Good afternoon, contact 7 on 128.175.
175, Vietnam 680, bye-bye.
Yeah, that's not for me yet, I don't think. Oh, that's one of the curry pup. Oh, okay, Joon. Yep, that's one of the curry pups. Hey, thanks a lot, ATC Suite. Yeah, Gupta. Ask away.
Vietnam 688, Joon Control.
Copy, Vietnam Airlines 68.
Vietnam 688, declare distance nhất và BITIS to hotel arrival and expect ILS whiskey approach runway.
B-Bud 3.0.
DIS approach runway 25 right.
Okay, so our delta in the fuel is 400 kilos now, which is what I've built into the plan.
Vietnam 688, repack is correct. Vietnam 151, are you ready for descent? Vietnam 151, ready. Vietnam 151, descend and maintain flight level 230. Descend, maintain flight level 23, Vietnam 151. Vietnam 151, resume navigation, proceed direct BTS. Direct to BTS, Vietnam 151.
No, it wasn't too much of a delay.
674 back in cockpit.
It was only about 5 minutes. 5 minutes delay.
674, roger. Yeah, 674, arrival clearance. Are you ready?
Let's see. Yeah, we were 5 minutes late for the pushback. Not too bad at all.
Yeah, 674, arrival clearance.
Ready for arrival clearance with 674.
Yeah, 674, you clear to Dunedin, lobby 2 hotel arrival, and expect ILS with
So we are officially over Vietnam right now.
2 hotel arrival, we'll expect ILS runway 25 right, whiskey, Vietnam 674.
No, 674, that is correct.
Ho Chi Minh Control, good evening.
There is an aircraft directly ahead of us.
Flight level 350.
Jet 294, Ho Chi Minh Control, identify, maintain flight level 350, and report your Mach speed number.
Which is Vietjet
Maintain flight level
307.
350 and Mach, decimal 78, Vietjet 294.
Center 502, go ahead.
Yeah, 5 minutes is okay. No problem.
Requesting direct Pandi Papa Alpha November Delta Yankee, India.
Roger, Cebu 502, proceed direct Pandi, as you requested.
Boy, we might be setting up for a night arrival, which is not what I planned. I thought I did an adjustment for time.
Then 151, descend and maintain flight level 210.
It's kind of tough to do dark on the screen, and it's daylight where I am now.
Vietjet 294, request lift cockpit for 2 minutes.
Jet 294, roger, take your time, sir. Report when you're back to the cockpit.
Roger, Jet 294.
I think I want to try to pull back the time by an hour. Let's see.
Malaysian 1, correction, Cebu 502. Cebu 502, proceed direct Pandi and maintain flight level 350.
I'm pulling it back about an hour and a half.
Maintaining 350, I'm not clear for 370, Cebu 502.
This is just so that...
Cebu 502, maintain flight level 350.
Maintaining 350, Cebu 502.
This is just so that...
Vietnam 151, contact 67 on 128.175. Have a good night to you.
Oh no.
Vietnam 151.
What happened?
It's 307, report when you're ready for descent.
Oh, here we are.
Weather report is ready for descent, VHF 307.
Thank God.
Malaysian 12.
We all still there?
Malaysian 12.
I was afraid to do that check. Yeah, I don't like to land at night, but it's during the day over here. It's like too much glare going on for me to see. All right, we are looking pretty good.
VHF 307, ready for descent.
VHF 307, descend and maintain flight level 230.
Descending and maintaining flight level 230, VHF 307.
Then 674, report your Mach speed number.
Service Ho Chi Minh Control.
0.786.
Mach 0.786, roger.
All right, when it's down to about 15 to 20 miles, I'll call in for to let the control know that my top of descent is approaching.
Vietnam 688, report the Mach speed number. Max speed 0 decimal 7A1. Vietnam Airlines Sydney.
0781, roger.
So I might have mentioned to some of you guys that one of the things that I like to do in my sim is do delivery flights for aircraft. So my next one will be for a Malaysia Airlines MAX 8 delivery
arrival clearance. Are you ready?
From Washington State. It'll go to, this is following a real world flight plans or routing at least. Washington State to Honolulu, Honolulu to Guam, Guam to Kuala Lumpur. So some of those are quite long sectors.
This jet 444 arrival clearance. Are you ready?
That I'll definitely publicize that, and you guys can check in and check out whenever you want along the way. It won't all be done in a continuous way.
Arrival and expect ILS whiskey approach runway 25 right.
We'll do it over a course of a few days or longer.
To transfer Nhat, Beaches to expect ILS whiskey latitude 5 right, Vista Jet 44.
Control Malaysian 838 is 16 miles from top of descent.
Malaysian 838, roger, descend and maintain flight level 360 initially.
Okay, descend flight level 360 initially, Malaysian 838.
Red map 530 for sequencing.
I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to do it when the computer tells us to descend.
Heading 010, right, 530.
Here, top of descent in 12.5 miles. That's when we'll begin our descent. Maybe we can put...
Jet 308, continue descend and maintain flight level 210.
Flight level 210, Vietjet 307.
Okay, Vietjet 307, that's the one that's in front of us.
Malaysian 838, descend and maintain flight level 230.
Descend and maintain flight level 230, Malaysian 838. Alright, we might as well do what he says now. So I'm descending now.
This jet 444, do you need any assistance? I can see that you are struggling with maintaining the flight level 330.
Okay, so you can see we are descending now. And that's our newly set flight level, 230.
I see that you descending and climbing continuously. Do you need any assistance?
Negative, I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but I believe we can maintain 230.
Alright, roger. Gap 530, report when you're ready for descent.
So in fact,
Roger, we'll
show you that
report
close.
when ready to descend, like
Right here, that Viet 307 is this one, 40 miles ahead of us.
Report your speed number.
You can see the triangle there, right? And he's indicating that he's about 6,000 feet below us, and we are getting closer to it. So he's going a little bit slower than us. Hopefully that trend will change once we register our descent speed.
Jet 307, contact 37 on 128.75, good
128.75, Vietjet 307, thank you, bye-bye.
Alright, see ya.
I thought it's 128.175. Yeah, I think he said the wrong frequency. He might get lost.
Vietjet 307, just for my confirmation, is the frequency 128.175?
Yeah.
Jet 307, affirmative, sir. 128.175.
I missed the one, thank you very much. Vietjet 307, bye-bye.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, we're coming in All right, so we should do a descent checklist.
VistaJet 444, we're looking at a Mach 0.
For that, we'll check our QNH in Saigon.
585 confirm.
Affirmative.
QNH 1009er. Okay, that's what we have set.
Okay, VistaJet 444, increase speed Mach 60.
VistaJet 444 unable to performance.
VistaJet 444, roger.
Okay, Anhua coming up. Another fuel check.
Ho Chi Minh Control, Racket 530, ready to descend.
Racket 530, roger. Descend and maintain flight level 250.
Descend and maintain flight level 250, Racket 530.
Okay, so we're at Anhoa.
Malaysian 38, correction, Malaysian 838, descend and maintain flight level 210.
Descend and maintain flight level 210, Malaysian 838. 210. Check. Okay, I don't know why we did that little fluctuation up and down. I think that's the a coding issue.
Red Cat 530.
Okay, Anhoa 2.8.
230.
Anhoa 2.8. Okay, so we got a little bit more fuel. 500 over. We can make that adjustment here. 500 over. Landing weight would be
Malaysian 105 heavy.
64.3.
You're not living in airspace, so please monitor VTCOM on 122.8. Good night.
Okay, no significant change.
Line intern 789er, please monitor VTCOM on 122.8.
You can see our pattern coming up here very nicely. Let's see if we make 607 do the full pattern or not, and we can guess at what it'll be for us.
Red Cat 530 for sequencing, reduce speed Mach 0.78.
Increase speed to 0.79 for Racket 530.
Let's actually
Red Cat 530
check.
negative.
Okay, so
reduce speed Mach 0.78 for sequencing.
Approach will be
correction, reduce speed to 0.78 for Racket 530.
approach is 125.5. Tower is
direct to BTS Racket 530.
118.7.
Malaysian 838, contact 27 on 128.175. Good night.
128.175, Malaysian 838. Good night. 128.175. Okay. Control, good evening, Malaysian 838 with you. Descending through flight level 275 for 210.
Malaysia 838, Ho Chi Minh Control, good day. Descend by star to 12,000 feet, QNH 1009, expect runway 25 right.
Okay, expect 25 right, QNH 1009er, descend to 12,000 feet, Malaysian 838. Okay, 12,000 set. So we'll just continue our descent.
Ho Chi Minh Control, good
tracking that
evening, Racket 530, descending to flight level 230.
603 or something?
Hello, correction, Racket 530,
307.
Ho Chi Minh Control. Selamat malam, descend level 210, expect runway 25 right.
Roger, descend to flight level 210, expect 25 right, Racket 530.
Okay, so descent checklist.
Descend level 190.
Okay, pressurization, landing altitude has been
Roger,
set.
flight level
Recall
190, Racket 530.
checked. Auto brake has been set to 3. Landing data VREF is flaps 30, 144 plus 5, 149 knots. Approach briefing has been completed. Descent checklist complete. Okay, so normally for landing or for descent, I'll put this page, this FMC, I'll put it on VNAV.
VZ 307 reaching and
The legs page, sorry,
maintaining
the legs page,
1,000 feet.
so I can read off the restrictions here.
125.5, bye-bye.
What I can also do is I can also
Approach
put
125.5, bye-bye.
data on the screen above, and then I can see those same restrictions on the actual multifunction display. It's a bit messy now. I prefer to do that when we zoomed in a little bit more, like this. It also includes the projected time, but this is all based on the flight plan and it's not necessarily active current. So, for example, BTS is coming up, it's supposed to be 1524, but we're 1518 right now. So ignore the times, but you can see the restrictions. Restrictions including speed and altitude. Another opportunity for a fuel check here. And there we're just passing BTS now. And BTS 2.7. Okay, that's good. We're 500 kilos less weight than the plan. So our next frequency is probably going to be approach, which is 1255. Always good to have it pre-dialed in your standby frequency so that you can just switch over when it's time. And then the next one, once we go there, will be tower 118.7. There is a ground as well. So what's that ground frequency?
Malaysian 838, contact terminal 125.5. Have a good day.
125.5, Malaysian 838, good day.
Good day.
Okay. 125.5 is approach, okay. Ho Chi Minh approach, good day, Malaysian 838 with you, descending through flight level 187 for 12,000.
Malaysian 838, hello, I'm not approach, I'm starting terminal, descend 7,000 feet via
Okay, descend 7,000 feet via star, Malaysian 838.
VT 307, left turn direct to Sokan, descend 3,000 feet.
Left turn direct to Sokan and descend to second altitude please, VZ 307.
VT 307, 3,000 feet.
Okay, so that's 307 right up here.
Vietnam 151 after Sokan, clear, approach 25 right, report published.
After Sokan, clear for us. Whiskey 25 right, report established, Vietnam 151. West direct to Tango Sierra 424.
Vietnam 151, approve that direct to Tango Sierra 424.
Direct Tango Sierra 424, Vietnam 151.
All right, folks. Coming in for the landing. Not quite.
Malaysian 838, right turn and look direct to LETRO.
Okay, direct to LETRO, Malaysian 838. And we got our direct, and now we're turning to LETRO. Tucking us in nicely. Okay, so
Nhat terminal, good evening.
he's already turning off. So after LETRO, we'll probably turn left to Sokan. Probably going to get a vector there.
Descend 7,000 feet.
Roger, descend 7,000 feet, right, 530.
So after LETRO, it looks like that 307 is turned left. So we could probably expect the same.
Vietnam 151, descend 2,000 feet.
Descending 2,000, Vietnam 151.
So our next frequency, this is 1255. So it'll be tower 118.7. So we'll plug that in. 118.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you store any electronic devices
What do you think? Well, hey there,
after the gate. The use of such devices
118.7.
Đâu, tại vì bình thường bọn em
Standby.
còn cho có 3.000 để đi xem Socan, mấy ông open đi xem xuống 2.000 là chết hết rồi anh ơi. Vâng, mấy ông nói chung là trong này thì cái control mình nó sẽ khác ngoài đời, tại vì nhiều ông trong này không biết bay, cho đi xem phát là open đi xem mặc kệ, còn share luôn cứ thế cũng thẳng, nên em phải cho 3.000.
Rồi thì
Dạ vâng, after Socan clear hết sập rốt lại bọn em ở Zoom là pilot sẽ theo chạc thì xem 2.000 feet, nhưng mà chưa thấy ai làm vậy.
Rồi hiểu rồi.
Đấy.
Okay, now we're descending through 12,100 feet for 7,000.
Vietnam 151, contact Sunset Tower 118.7.
Runway is to our left, 20 miles. Can't see it for the clouds. Yeah, I don't think there'll ever be a time I can do a night landing while it's night over here too. Okay, LETRO will probably get active there. I think we're good with the landing configuration and weights. Course is set. ILS frequency, double checking, 110.5, 110.5, 110.5, we're set.
Jet 307 descend 2,000 feet.
2,000 feet, Learjet 307.
So that's him, he's a Learjet 307. So it's 7,000 feet below us, and so that means we're at 10, so he's at 3. And descending to 2,000. We definitely want to be at 2,000 by the time we get to that Socan waypoint. Gosh, it didn't hit our altitude restriction there. We should have gone through that restriction, and we're above it. We're like at 8,800.
Malaysian 838, fly heading 020.
Fly heading 020, Malaysian 838. So we're starting to make that right-hand turn.
Jet 307, left turn heading 280, clear for ILS, whiskey approach 25 right, report publish.
Left turn heading 280, cleared for ILS, whiskey approach, runway 25 right, and will report when established, Learjet 307.
Hopefully he'll give us lower.
Malaysian 838, descend 3,000 feet.
Descend 3,000 feet, Malaysian 838. Okay, 3,000 feet set. Okay, now we're about 20 miles from that point. When we're at 10 miles from that point, we'll probably try to slow down a bit more. Speed brakes required to maintain the speed that's set by the computer. Yeah, on this aircraft you have to watch for that. Sometimes you have to manually apply speed brakes to get you to the right speed. I'm gonna is anybody behind me? Yeah, there is somebody behind me. So I don't want to go too slow. But we can slow down. Let's go to 220 knots.
Center approach, good evening, Binocular for descending level 1904120.
Vietnam 674 Sunset Terminal, hello, flight heading 070, descend 7,000 feet.
Heading 070 and descend 7,000 feet, Binocular 4.
Okay, let's do flaps 1, speed check. Flaps 1, 250 knots. Flaps 1. Let's just go down to 210 knots at the moment.
Malaysian 838, right, caution, left turn heading 340 degrees.
Left 340 degrees, Malaysian 838. Okay, let's go further.
Aircraft 530, left turn heading 040.
Left turn 040, aircraft 530.
Aircraft 530, descend 4,000 feet.
Descend 4,000 feet, aircraft 530.
VHF 307, established ILS Whiskey 25 right.
VHF 307, thank you. Contact Sunset Tower 117, bye bye.
Sunset Tower 118.7, thank you very much and bye bye. VHF 307.
Bye.
Okay, so far so good. Level change. Okay. Let's go to flaps 5, and for flaps 5, speed check, 250 knots, flaps 5. Let's keep it at 185 knots.
Aircraft 530, left turn heading 340 degrees.
Left heading 340 degrees, aircraft 530.
Cantonat approach Qatari 970, flight level 50.
Qatari 970, just remind the transition altitude 18,000 feet. You are passing 5,200 now, climb flight level 1 at 990, unrestricted.
Climb flight level 140, unrestricted, Qatari 970.
Hey, Niner Mike, thanks. Appreciate it.
My apologies. Maintain 14,000 feet on the QNH 1009.
Good catch, good catch. Niner Mikers.
Feet, QNH 1009, Qatari 970.
Okay. Let's just keep it at 180 knots.
Malaysian 838, descend 2,000 feet, make a left turn heading 280 degrees, clear ILS, whiskey approach 25 right, report established.
Roger, descend 2,000 feet and make a left turn 280 degrees, report when established, Malaysian 838. Oh, that's a bit too tight. I'm not gonna do 28. Okay, come on, let's do it. And now we'll go into approach mode. Let's get our lights on.
Approach Vietnam Airlines 688, passing 17,000 feet, descending 12,000 feet. Vietnam 688, the report passing level is not necessary. Terminal, hello, flight heading 080, descend 7,000 feet. Right heading 080, descend 8,000 feet, Vietnam Airlines 688. Vietnam 688, descend 7,000 feet, please.
Okay, we got VOR lock.
Descend 7,000 feet, Vietnam Airlines 688. Aircraft 530, descend 3, caution 2,000 feet. Descend 2,000 feet, Racket 530. Aircraft 530, reduce speed 200 knots. Reduce speed 200 knots, Racket 530.
Control Malaysian 838, established 25 right.
Malaysian 838, thank you. Maintain speed 180 knots into 6 DME, 160 knots into 4 DME. Contact tower 118.7, bye bye.
180 to 6 and 140 to 4. Contact tower 118.7, Malaysian 838.
838, 160 knots into 4 DME.
160 knot till 4 DME, Malaysian 838.
Aircraft 530, left
okay, so we're going to need gear down.
Approach 25 right, default established.
Tower, good day, Malaysian 838 on the ILS 25 right.
Malaysian 838, good evening, this is Tower, service wind 1807 knots, 825 right, clear land.
Clear to land 25 right, Malaysian 838. Okay, flaps 10, flap 15, flaps 15, flaps 15. Okay, we're coming up to 4 miles, so we can go slower, 140 knots. Okay, flaps 30, speed check, 175 knots, flaps 30. And required speed is 144, 149 knots. Okay, let's do that. Okay, landing checklist. Engine start switches to continuous. Speed brakes armed. Landing gear is down and flaps are set. Green. Landing checklist complete. I think we're clear to land. Okay, so our vacate is Papa 5, so we're expecting to the left. Okay, autopilot disengaged.
Approaching 25 right.
Okay, thanks for all the assistance, guys.
500.
Okay, puppy lights look good.
400. Approaching minimums. 300. Minimums.
Landing.
200.
Auto throttle disconnect.
Nhat Tower, good evening, Racket 530, establish your car is the runway 25 right.
Racket 530, good evening, Nhat Tower, runway 25 right, continue approach number 2, expect late landing clearance.
Roger, number 2, let landing arrival for Racket 530.
Okay, manual braking. Knots.
Approaching 07 left.
Okay, this is Papa 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, it will take the captain a few moments
This was
to
our
get
plan.
through the gate, and we ask that you remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the seatbelt sign has been turned off and the aircraft comes to a complete stop at the gate. That will be the only
Malaysian
indication that
838
you're
has
supposed to get up and
vacated
move
at
about
Papa
the
5.
cabin. We also ask that you keep the aisle clear.
Malaysian 838, continue Papa 5, approximately 25 left.
So we ask that you check the seatback pockets and overhead
Okay,
lockers for any
continue
articles you may
on
have brought
Papa
with you.
5, cross
Extra care should be taken when opening overhead lockers,
25
as some
left.
items may have shifted during our flight. On behalf of the captain
Racket 530, service wind 180, 7 knots, 325 right, clear land.
Thank you.
25 right, clear to land, Racket 530.
Approaching 07 right.
All right, let's look right, clear, left, clear. I'm not sure.
Malaysian 838, contact ground 121.9, bye-bye.
121.9, Malaysian 838, bye-bye. Tanson Hut ground, good evening, Malaysian 838 with you. We are on, looks like Sierra 8, and we are looking for parking bay 9er or 10.
Roger, Malaysian 838, just for good evening, taxi by Victor, stand 9er.
Taxi via Victor, stand 9er, Malaysian 838. Okay, so stand 9er. Okay, we'll get some. Stand 9er, APU on the bus. Engine, dual bleeds on. All right, folks, welcome to Tan Son Nhat, to Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City. It's been a while since I've been here last, few months, probably. I came on a cargo flight, I think, last with Raya Express, based out of the other major airport in Kuala Lumpur, WMSA. Okay, I gotta figure out where Bay 9er is. Okay, I see, it's all the way at the other end of the terminal building. No worries. Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed that flight. Okay, great stream. How can I support you? Hey, hey man, just come along and enjoy the chit chat. That's great. Yeah, I'm not sure what else. Maybe I should have a. Yeah, I hadn't thought about having a virtual co-pilot remote. You know, maybe to do the checklist. I could delegate that responsibility and get you on a Discord channel so that we can communicate by voice. Is that something you would be interested in doing sometime? I could share my my checklist, and then you could just read it off to me, and then I'd say, you know, we start small steps like that. That would be kind of cool. And then if we can handle the checklist fine, you know, maybe we'll add some stuff that's possible to do. But yeah, that might be fun. What do you think about that? Going to subscribe. Excellent. Welcome aboard. Look at all these Singapore Airlines aircraft here. These are big ones. 777s here. KLM at the end there.
Roger, continue Victor to stand 14 for Racket 530.
Thank you very much, Niner Mike. I'll be looking for your subscribe. Awesome stuff. Okay, so somewhere coming up should be, and this is 12, so we'll start slowing down here. We're looking for Niner. That's 11, just past the KLM. So this is probably 10. So it's the next one. Let's get our speed down. Okay, this is good. 3 knots, 2 knots. Let's get a little bit faster. In fact, I should turn the weather transponder TA to TA mode. Okay, this is Niner. So let's turn in here. And hopefully we'll see a marshaller, one of our guys. There we go. Slow down a little bit more. Awesome stuff. Check it out. Now, I'm not sure if the jetways work here in this scenery. By the way, I'm flying P3D, not anything fancy. Oh, okay, yeah, that's excellent. Well, I'll think about it. Remind me, what is your time zone? And I'll pick a flight that you could do, and I'll send you my checklist. And how do I get in touch with you? Do you have an email? I can't remember if we exchanged emails before. Okay, parked at 1546. And we got the APU running and on the bus, so we can turn off. So 1546. Welcome to Ho Chi Minh City. Thanks a lot, buddy. I'm sorry for blinding you with my taxi lights. Okay, let's turn off most of the fuel pumps. Request ground power, and we can also let folks out of their seats. And request deboarding.
Deboarding requested.
Okay, what else can we do? Ground power is on, so we can turn the APU bleed off and turn the APU off. And we can switch that last fuel pump off. Okay, let's go down. Off. Okay, window heats off, probes off, electrics off.
That's a Nhat Racket 530, fully stop at gate 14. Thank you for your ATC service and good night.
Bus is coming.
Good night, bye.
Oh, we're getting a passenger bus. So we don't have the other stuff. Okay, ATC Suite. So reach out to me somehow. Send me a note on how I can get in touch with you and share my flight plan. checklist. Awesome, awesome stuff. Okay, so I'm just looking at my ATC for my set times. So the takeoff time was, this is a feature of Mach's aircraft. It gives you this information. It senses when you take off and when you land, so you don't have to record it yourself. Landing time was 15:38. We parked at 15:46. And elapsed time for the takeoff to landing was 1 hour, 34 minutes, 56 seconds. And fuel remaining was 2,211 kgs. Deboarding is started. And that magical statistic, our landing rate, honestly, that was not a good landing. I mean, it was not. But let's see what it was anyway. Okay, so smart cars.
Here ground, good evening, Vietnam 674 on Sierra 8 for Victor.
Oh, that's my worst landing ever. Minus 291 feet per minute. That literally is, ever since I've been with United Virtual, that's my worst. Minus 291 feet per minute, but it is what it is. And that was a bit of a painful landing, I'm sure, for everybody. Okay, so we are disembarking now. There, everybody's getting on the bus. The jetway is not working, which is okay. Yeah, so the communication would be with me. So we can do voice between us. And there's a little bit of a delay on the stream, but when I give you my Discord invite, that's going to be real time. So you have to decide what you need to listen to. But when you're on the Discord, you should focus on listening to your headset for our coordination. But after that, if you drop off the Discord, you can get back on the chat. But that would be very, very cool. Send me your contact information, and then I'll reach out to you. Thanks for joining. All right. So let me continue setting up for shutting everything down. So while the folks are getting off the aircraft, let's try and do... Oh, I was disconnected from the server. That's interesting. It was a network error. Okay, well, that's all right. Okay, so shutdown, we've done the shutdown. So securing the aircraft, IRS selectors. So we're going to turn IRS selectors off. And what you're going to notice is the screens will change to reflect no IRSs. They go black a little bit in the background. Okay, so probe heats are off. Hydraulic panels is set up correctly. Flaps are up, yep. Parking brake is set. Parking engine start levers are cut off. Weather radar is off. And IRS is off. Emergency exit lights are off. Window heat is off. And packs are off. So we're not doing a continuing flight, so we're going to continue with the shutdown. Right now we have ground power, so I'm just going to switch off the ground power, and you'll notice that side of the aircraft will go blank. So I'm going to shut off the ground power, and we'll do that now. Off. So that side of the aircraft has gone blank. And then I'm going to shut down the rest of this side. Now, you'll still have my voice because that's not a system that's going through the aircraft. I'm using direct mics through a FX dual box that allows me to have two sets of headphones and mics, but the other one's not being used. But I channel that to my recorder, And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a sec. So I'm going to shut down my, okay, so the next thing is the battery. So that's all that's powering us now. I turn off the battery, and really all the lights should also go off. Okay, so it's all blacked out now. And the final step that I do to shut down this machine that handles the cockpit, because it's still alive, is I pull up my software on that main screen there. You can see it here, maybe not so clearly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to close all the clients, so all the windows in this screen, in the sim, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there's one more up here. 8 displays are off. And then I close this window, and now I can actually shut down this avionics computer. So I shut that down. Okay, so that's all dead. Now the P3D machine, I can close my vPilot. And then I'm going to shut down P3D. So I won't necessarily bore you with those details. Okay. Oh. Yes, I'll give you my email. I meant that I would communicate with ATC. Pretty good at that, LOL, and some other stuff. Now, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, maybe we'll chat about how to do that. I guess you could do that if you're online on VATScope. I mean, sorry, on vPilot. I guess you could do that on my behalf. Yeah. Okay. I'll think through that. You think through that some more. But that'd be great if that would work. Because I don't have that concept called virtual dual cockpit. I don't have that, so we'll have to figure out how to best do that. So maybe checklists and comms. Excellent. I love that idea. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you couldn't fly my plane for me, but you could do all that other stuff. Perfect. Okay, what is my next flight? I don't know. We'll have to work that out. I'm trying to think. I don't know if you can see, but if you see the reflection in the window ahead, you can see my cockpit shell a little bit. It's full-size cockpit inside my rec room. Okay, guys. Well, that was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to reviewing this video, and hopefully everything is working well and you can hear everything correctly. But until the next one, I will publish the next flight. It will be this weekend. I'm not sure exactly when. Ciao for now, guys. You're a real controller. Okay, so I wasn't 100% sure. So you really are a real controller. That's awesome. Okay, well, I'll give you that duty. You should do very well in that. Okay, we'll catch up later. Ciao.